from the Netherlands. Virginia Alexander, rambling with the brooms. Hey, Scott. I'm so glad and happy for you, honey. Canadian Family Life. Let's see. James Hall, good morning. Not for nothing, Homestead. Hey, Ginger. I'm so glad you're here. Now, it's not showing me a thing. Let me check myself and see if I'm actually live because I don't see that it shows that there's hardly anybody in here, and I don't see any new comments. So, hey, Butler Family Farm, good morning, sweetie. I enjoyed your live last night. Stitching it up, captured country life. You are now. I am up there. Okay, good, good, because I was getting ready to have some reverb on here as I was checking to make sure that I'm live. Yeah, it says I'm live. That's good. Our handy dandy phones help us out a lot. Your Black's Tropical says, "What's up, soul brothers and soul sisters? Hey, Sherman's Family Farm and Mary's Fiber Creations. Cousin Kayla Duckett. Good morning, Sugar Pie. Good morning." Now, Josh, I contributed a little bit for your son's project that he's doing something motorized. I'm sorry, my brain is fried this morning. I couldn't find my cup of coffee. I said, I got 2 minutes worth. I can't find my cup of coffee in the house. Help me find it. Help me find it. And he did. This is, I've had Miss Lisa's jam, so don't be jelly. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, the Vineyard Chicks were raising money for Sherman's Family Farm last night. Any super chats or anything that they had went to the Sherman's Family Farm because his son is trying to have bake sales and all kinds of things to raise money for something motorized. Hard to hear you. Okay, can y'all hear me okay? Good morning, Kim Mill. I'm gonna put my microphone a little closer to myself. Let's see. I want to see if the audio is working all right. It does seem a little low. Oh, I see what the problem is. I don't have a microphone in here. Is that better? Is that better, Kim? Sounds perfect. Okay, awesome. I'm glad because different people on different platforms and different computers, and I'm going to have a difficult time with words this morning. I'm a little bit pooped tired, and it's all in their internet, right? It's all in our own internet as well. Thank you, Scott. Hey, King Morgan, loud and proud. All right, all right. Oh, thank you. I just got out of the shower. I wanted to look decent for y'all this morning because I haven't looked decent for about 4 days now. And I wanted to do that. So let's get started. Thank you all for being here today. Of all the places in all the world, and you decide to spend some time with me, it is such an honor. I wanted to share, I do have a few new friends here, that what we do on Tuesdays is we have ChooseDay, where we choose our attitude of the day because you can. You can choose where you let your brain go, and if you guard your mind and your thoughts, your heart will follow. And I truly believe that. And prayers for everyone in the path of Hurricane Milton. That's right. You have family in Sarasota, Prayer Mountain Homestead, Miss Rita. Oh my gracious. Oh my gracious. And thank you for helping our family in need. That's right. That's what we all do. We all do. And Ginger, not for nothing, Homestead says, "Good morning, Ann. Good morning, chat." Yeah. So, what we have to do today, what I'm doing today, it was difficult to choose what my focus would be on today because there's so much sadness and so much tragedy, and you want to help everyone, but you really, what you can do is what you can do. And when we join together, because together we are stronger. And you do what you can, and then you have to rely on the Lord and humankind to look after the rest of them that we can't touch. So I wanted to read you a little something something that I've read you before, but it kind of put things in perspective for me. And then I'll share a little story with you as well that I did the other day, talking about the Bible verse or the Bible story of the preacher that didn't do like he was supposed to. Then your chick's homestead. Good morning, honey. All right. I'm not going to look at the chat for a minute, and I'm going to read a little something from Maya Angelou to you. I've read this before, but it was appropriate today because today I'm going to concentrate on helping that starfish, when there's thousands out on the beach and you're picking them up one at a time, throwing them back in the ocean, and somebody says, "You're not making a difference." And you pick up that last starfish and throw it out in the ocean, and you know that you made a difference in that one. That's what we're doing. That's what we're concentrating on. So this is titled "I've Learned" by Maya Angelou. I've learned that no matter what happens or how bad it seems today, life goes on and it will be better tomorrow. I've learned that you can tell a lot about a person by the way he or she handles these three things: a rainy day, lost luggage, and tangled Christmas lights. I've learned that regardless of your relationship with your parents, you're going to miss them when they're gone from your life. I've learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life. I've learned that life sometimes gives you a second chance. And I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with a catcher's mitt on both hands because you need to be able to throw something back every now and again. I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decisions. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be a pain. I've learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back, and I've learned that I still have a lot of them. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that's what we're doing today. We're trying to help people feel better. Um, Even if it is a small ray of hope, that we're trying to help people feel better. And I mentioned, hey, cooking at Pam's place. I'm glad you're here. And G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. Honey, you just the best. You're the best. Nanny Tam, good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad everyone is in here. And she says, tap that like button, please. That's right. So I'm in recovery mode, y'all. We live in northeastern North Carolina. Hey, Grace and Fire, Glenda. We live in northeastern North Carolina, which is hours away from Western North Carolina. North Carolina is a wide state. And so, even though something tragic has happened in Western North Carolina, it really didn't affect my area of Eastern North Carolina. Hey, Lisa, I'm glad you're here. So, what we have done all week, it started on Sunday afternoon last week, a week ago, about 9 days ago, something like that. A friend of mine, Sheila Bootwright, she's actually, excuse me, a dear friend of my sister's, and she had it on her heart. She couldn't just sit anymore. And she was talking with her cousins that live in the mountains in West Jefferson. And so she decided, I got to do something. I got to do something. Lord, please help me do something. And as she started making phone calls on a Sunday afternoon, thinking that no one would answer the phone, a building for the gathering of items were, uh, it, the owner answered the phone. Someone else called and said, I'm a trucker. I have a trucking service. I will dedicate my tractors and the trailers to be able to be filled, and the drivers donate to take them up to the mountains. Hey, drunken chef. People started coming. She started texting a few friends to say, could you maybe help a little bit? Grand Rising Glitter World, I'm glad you're here. Could you maybe come and help a little bit? Put a couple of posts on Facebook, and things started rolling in. I mean, pallets of water. We had the ex-mayor of Edenton was there. We had one of our state representatives there. It was nothing but God, Black Tropical Homestead. I'm telling you, it was it was hard work. Don't get me wrong. It was hard work. But it was laid out like glass. And you know you're going in the right direction if things are smooth. Now, there were some hiccups. Yeah, there were some hiccups. But we were able to, as a group of individuals, send to another group of individuals. It was her cousin that she sent the tractor trailers to, and he found a location, his church. And then all his church parishioners came to unload the tractor trailers. And they didn't have a forklift. The company that offered us Colony Tire, that offered us their training center to use for the building, had chairs and tables. And then another company out in the county offered boxes. Somebody else brought tape. Somebody else brought markers. It was amazing how quickly it went. Now, there's something I need to tell you all of my social media family, that I appreciate you beyond words, because there were so many of you that were saying, how can I help? How can I help? When I was going live from those centers, or from the center and from the gathering site. And I said, I don't know. You're in, Indiana and Texas and California and Florida and all these places. And I said, well, I mean, I do have a Cash App and a PayPal. I'm not taking any more, by the way, I'm not taking any more donations. So that's not what this is about. But I said, if you want to, you can send me money and then I'll go buy more supplies. Guess what? Thanks to you, we raised $2,988 from social media here, of your hearts and your giving hearts. And I can promise you that every single penny, as soon as the money came in, I was jumping in the car. Worth and I were shopping all over Elizabeth City, which is about 45 minutes away, all over Edenton. You made a tremendous difference, because work gloves are expensive. God is good, James Hall. That's right, Cynthia. $12 short of $3,000 in just a couple of days. And it came from your goodness. We even had Black Tropical Homestead they didn't have any electricity for a week. They were miserable, but they knew that they were okay. And so we still had donations from people that were down and out and had no current and no water, but they knew that they were okay because they still had a home and they still had some of their things. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Nanny Tam. Stitching it up. LGGG, thank you. And so I'm hoping to be able to write some thank you notes to everyone that did participate. James Hall, when you say all I had to offer was prayers, that's the first and number one weapon. That's the biggest weapon that we have to be able to help people through your prayers and mine, through all of our prayers together. That's why these things went smooth as glass. It didn't have a thing to do with me. It didn't have a thing to do with donations. It was the prayers that gathered people together. People helping people. And that's what we had to do. Oh, Cindy Peeler. My sister's husband is still missing. Haven't heard from her since Thursday, September 6th, 26th. We keep a candle of hope burning. Cindy, we'll be praying for that. You just never know. There are many, many people that still have yet to be touched or found. And there, I was listening and speaking with someone that had gotten out and were going to people that were trapped and so forth. And it's so hard for them to realize, yes, LGG, prayer can make the darkest cloud withdraw. But there were folks that were there that they had like 6 inches of mud in their home, but they didn't want to leave. They didn't know that they had to get out of their house because that was their home and that was where they wanted to be and that was where they were comfortable. And sometimes it's very difficult to give up, but we don't give up because we know that the Lord is guiding them. Hey, old man King Homestead. So I just wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to all of you for your prayers, for your kind thoughts, for your goodness that you sent out. Money was helpful, but it's not the biggest weapon. The biggest weapon is prayers. And Kim Mill, I know you prayed, honey. You got a direct line with the Lord too. I can tell you. Good morning, Tony. And yeah, I'm so glad y'all are saying hi to each other. That's so awesome. Hey, Dorothy. Mm. Oh gosh, Dorothy has another person that Adam Crabby is a friend and a drummer. He lives in Asheville. No one's heard from him. We can hope. We still have hope, honey. We still have hope, Dorothy. And we're going to hold on to that until there's no others. Good morning, Vision Preparedness. I have wanted to speak with you because you are the preparedman that I listen to and learn from so much. Now, these solar generators that are going out and going around, I do have one now, a large one. And I thought, gosh, how awesome would be if we could get these in the hands of people that are going through these storm damages, because it doesn't need gas. It just needs sunshine and you can charge it up and have some conveniences. You can have some things going on, but there's a few things that I wanted to share with you and some getting ready stuff, and I also wanted to talk about some other things, but we might not get to that. One thing, these are things that we don't own that are holes in our preps that I want to get. One is an IBC tote of water. I want us to have one of those. We have a creek in our backyard. We have a water filter system that is just like 3 gallons. It's not much, but and we have bottled water that's stored up, all those kinds of things. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. One of my guys took the mega one to North Carolina for a group. That's so awesome. That's so awesome, Vision. But I mean, can you imagine what a difference it would have made in these hard hit areas? We've got all the way from Florida to Maryland, Tennessee, West Virginia, all these areas that were hit so bad that are, many, many people are still without current, even in the superficially hit places. If they were to have solar generators that could run some things, they could cook. They could, well, it won't run a stove, but they could have communication is a big deal. Now, that's another thing. One, I thought that we originally, I thought, you know what? we're going to be fine flushing our toilets, and we would be able to have our water in the creek to be able to potentially boil and then filter and so forth, so that we would be fine with water. But did you see the waterways? Did you see the debris and the trash and the chemicals that were in there, along with other things that used to be alive that are not exactly, they're kind of unalive now? They're not kind of unalive, they're unalive. In the waters, I don't think any of my filter systems can filter that. And I thought, all right, an IBC tote, which what it is it holds like 600 gallons of water. The big, those white plastic containers that you see out there. Yeah, the water is horrible. And so that's one thing. Hey, Miss T. Hey, Jane Doe. Hey, Sneed's Farmhouse. How are you, sweet Aunt Judy? I'm glad you're here. Crooked Peach. Let me say hey to everybody. Y'all, I'm trying to you want MREs in the basement just in case. My local stores have their refrigerators go out pretty regularly if the power gets knocked out for only a few days, but not very long. I understand that. They only hold 300 gallons, Butler. I saw one that held 600, but you would know because you're a farmer and you have those totes all over the place. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I want at least one of them. We don't have that. Another thing that I don't have in my preps that I am in search of and want to get is a ham radio. I don't have a ham radio. Everyone that was in this situation were cut off. No cell service, no internet, no nothing. They couldn't tell people either that they needed help or that they were fine. They couldn't tell anyone. There was one family that was in the mountains that another friend hiked 11 miles one way to get to their home to check on them, and they were good. They were great. They were cooking for their neighbors. So I want a ham radio. Now, I want my children to have ham radios. There's also another item that CBs would be helpful. Crooked Peach, CBs would be helpful. And handheld radio is a great idea. And send me an email. I'll direct you to a ham radio. Thank you, Vision. Thank you. Because I'm looking at them. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I need an antenna. It used to be that you needed a license. They were easy to apply for to get a license for the ham radios. Hey, let's see. She says Willow Way Ranch. Hello. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. So we have the IBC totes, ham radio. There's another item out there that was the coolest thing. Now, granted, on Amazon is $350. So I don't know. It's going to be some saving up to be able to get there. My dad was interviewed by WFMY new too as one of the heads of the Baptist men. They're awesome, the Baptist men. When I called him from the vet's office because I'm having to put, oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry. That's so sad. It's so sad to lose a fur baby. Ham operators do need a license. Yes, but you can apply for them online. It's not bad. Yeah, and CBs are expensive. And sometimes, you know what? You gotta buck it up and spend a little bit of money sometimes. But this is an item that I thought, thank you, Willow Way. You're so precious. This was an item that I thought, oh my gosh, we all need these. But it's $350 on Amazon. It's called a Garmin InReach. It's a little thing like this, a Garmin InReach. And what you do is you connect it to your phone, because Bluetooth will work no matter what. You can connect it to your phone. And with this little thing, it's like a major antenna. It's just a little handheld item that you can set anywhere. It goes on satellites for all over the world, and you can text. If you can't call, You can text from the Amazon. You can text people to let them know that you're okay and that, or that you're not. You know, you can say, I need help or whatever, but you can stay in contact with people that are not affected in these storms. It's called a Garmin InReach. Look it up, check it out. Yeah, let's see. I'm definitely getting a CB, otherwise, we would all be completely cut off at any time. And that's the truth. And I really want to be able to stay. Uh, yeah. Oh, Neil, you're in Florida today? Oh, honey, what area of Florida are you in, sweetie? Let's see. 600 for a mini Starlink from what they say. Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, you don't have to hook up to Starlink for this thing. It just goes on satellites on its own, from what I understand. I live in Missouri, about 35 miles west of St. Louis, and these hurricanes have woke me up. We could have an emergency disaster anywhere: tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, anything. I was over at Lowe's yesterday, and believe it or not, I went to check out the generator section. And that's true, Tony. Yep. And yep, there's several. It's like that. Yep, Garmin's are good. Okay, there are. All right, Vision, you and we're going to have to chat because I was thrilled to know. Hey, Prime, I'm glad you're here. I was thrilled to know that there is this item that I could potentially. Hey, Kate, how are you? I know we hadn't caught each other live in a long time, honey. And Glitter World. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So this Garmin is called Garmin InReach. Now, Vision Preparedness says there's several that you can get. There's several different types because, frankly, that bad boy is $350 and it's not but about this big. But I can save and I can figure out a way to get one of those. And the people that were way up in the mountains, one of their sons brought them one of those little items and they set it out on their deck and they were able to stay in touch with family all over the world. Now, how cool is that? That you can text when there's no current, no internet, and you can, as long as you have power on your phone, and we should all by this time have at least a rechargeable battery charging station. I mean, you can get them for $5 at the at Walmart or some big box store. I'm currently getting my truck unloaded. Okay, treasure hunter Neil, God bless you, and I will pray for you getting out of Florida. I don't know what section you said you were in because I've missed a whole ton of chat. And let's see. And do you have ways to start a fire other than lighters or matches? Can you start a fire without lighters or matches? It's important to know how to do that. That's right, James. We do have the flint sticks. Worth can do it with his hands. My hands have arthritis so badly, and I'm not very coordinated. I can't get those things. Ah, no, Pam, cooking at Pam's place. Both parties do not need the Garmin. Only one only the person that is out that's in bad shape. You can contact others that are not in a disaster area. You don't Only one person needs it. But see, I wanted it for both of my kids because we all live in the same kind of area. Yeah, what is this? James Hall. Aunt Dale is pyro granny. I am. You have to go. Funny, Chihuahua. I was nicknamed Pyro Granny over there on Instagram and TikTok. It was funny because I was trying to, yeah, I mean, that little thing. And Vision Preparedness said there's several like that. So maybe there's some that are not $350. I don't know. Everyone should have a get home bag. That's exactly right. Because if you, let's just say you're in Kalamazoo It happens to be Western North Carolina this time. It was raining, it was storming. You went to you I've got to get a few things left at the grocery store. You're at the grocery store, a big flood, something happens while you're at the store, and your wife or your husband or your children or your grandparents or your parents are left at home alone. You got to have that pack ready to get home. That's right. Let's see. Oh, Miss Ann, we know how you work a bow drill, start a fire with your feet like they do on Naked and Afraid. Don't, I haven't done that. And I'm scared to death of drills. The world needs pyro, Granny. Be ready again. Yeah. Uh, but we should be ready. Yes. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Those people in Western North Carolina, Tennessee, West Virginia, all those areas are very, very self sufficient people. They have prepared, they have food, they have ways to start fires, they have ways to survive, they have their weapons to be able to hunt and fishing and all of those things. But guess what? The fishing is out, the water is poison. The mud has poison. The hunting, as far as for your food, it's also it's awful. Awful. That's what I'm talking about when I ask, how do you know? Ask, do you know how? That's right, James. That's right. With the flint sticks and various things. Yeah, if you have arthritis, those things are very hard to start. And I do. It's in my hands. Although right now, with that wild yam cream that I'm taking from Black's Tropical Homestead, not taking, but using, I'm applying Black's Tropical Homestead's wild yam cream. Look at this. I can, I couldn't do that before. Yeah, the people in the mountains are survivors and they know what to do. But you know what? You can't prepare for your whole village to be washed away. There's no way. I mean, you can't prepare for something like that. But you the way that you and I can prepare is to have the knowledge, to teach ourselves, to learn, to be able to have that in your head. Okay, I've got two sticks and I've got a flint stick. I've got how can I can get some warmth. I can use, there are various things that you can use out in the wild to be able to have a cup, possibly trap rainwater to be able to boil, to be able to eat. Knowledge is power. And Juan says, I have batteries, power banks, and even rechargeable batteries to conserve my phone battery. I lower my brightness and leave my phone in airplane mode. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm really interested, vision preparedness, in finding out. LGGG, make sure you see my live tonight. Okay, so my moderators, if you would please put vision preparedness link in the chat. I'm telling you, this man has the knowledge that we all need. And he's not a fear monger. He just says, yeah, yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. And I love it when he says that. He goes, okay, let me show you what to do. And Vision, if you'll share with us what time your live is, Eastern time, because he is in Central time, I believe. Um, to know when you can't Google it in the middle of the storm is important. You can't Google it. Get that. And when people say lint is a great fire starter, yep, it burns twice. That's right. That's right. And vision preparedness link. Okay, it's on the YouTube side. Vision preparedness link is on there. If I do that with my hands, there are a few dozen clicks. I'm only 35. What is the salve? Dorothy. Go check out Black's Tropical Homestead. Thank you for putting vision preparedness up there. Black's, it's blackstropical.com. All right. And Eastern Standard Time, it's 8 o'clock tonight. You got it. Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian. Look, I want y'all to go and see Vision Preparedness at 8 o'clock tonight. And I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed as far as being prepared. And what I have found that is an advantage out of all of this is that I've learned where are my holes? What if something were to happen to my home? Which it has in the past. We went for 3 weeks without electricity. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Miss Shirley. We went for yeah. Vision preparedness is the bomb. It really is. Y'all. Okay. 6:30. 6:30 what time, honey? Vision preparedness, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I thought you said 8 o'clock before, but that's okay. Okay, it's 6:30. Okay, 6:30, because that's a little bit earlier. That way, if you have your 8 o'clock people on YouTube that you normally listen to, you can check in with Vision Preparedness at 6:30. That's great. And he is such a plethora of information. And okay, 6:30 today. That's I know. So if you see this and you're on the Facebook side, check out YouTube, Vision Preparedness. He's a friend of mine. Very, very, very knowledgeable. And there's a homesteader who lost everything that worked so hard for it. That's the truth. That's the truth. It really is. It's crazy. It's crazy. So my holes in my preps. We have food. I have canned and dehydrated, and we do have an ability to fish and to hunt. Both my son and husband are fishermen and hunters. My son-in-law is a big fisherman, and he has hunted a few times, so he could make it out. Let's see. My mom said lint, clean from the dryer, can stop bleeding if nothing else is available for a last resort. Let's see. The days are running together. They all running together. Vision preparedness. I'm telling you, me too. Because, but honestly, what we can do is take an opportunity to learn. I tell you what, when you have all these things in your home, like I have a number of things that I feel like I'm pretty set. But if I haven't used them, then it's a surprise. Let me tell you, it's a surprise. If you don't get out there and at least try it. And I have an advantage because being on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, yeah, that's right. It seems like we're prepared until your brain starts going crazy. Okay. Now, uh, not start a fire, but a flame, flame fire. That's right. I have an advantage because I wanted to make videos on all these things, all these preps that I've gotten. So I got them out and tried them for you and with you. Now, that's important because guess what? I found out some of that stuff I bought doesn't work or it's smarter than I am and I didn't know how to work it. So, yeah, you have to practice before you're crazy and before there's an emergency and you need it. Now, Vision Preparedness has camp outs where I mean, like he is ready. He is ready with his tent and all his belongings and all those kinds of things. But Vision, even at that time, if your house floats down the river and you haven't gotten out and all your supplies and all your needs are in there, you got to have a bag ready to grab. Things fail and they don't meet your needs. I was shocked because I can tell you, for a long time, I mean, a long time, I felt, I got this, baby. I got this. I've got these things taken care of. I've got them in my house. I'm not going to use them till I need them. Well, guess what? If you don't practice them, if you don't pull them out, if you got some things in your house, some chargers, even get this. All right. So say we all got those rechargeable battery backups for our cell phones. You need to get those things out. Make sure, for one thing, you need to make sure they're charged because a truck could run into your utility pole. A train could turn over. They may evacuate your area for some sort of chemical spill or something like that. And you go, wait a minute, I need about 10 minutes to charge up my charger. The cords are different now, y'all. The connectors are different now. So all these, you bought something 5 years ago, unless you've saved the cord that actually goes to that charger, it ain't gonna fit your stuff that you have now, which is, ugh, gosh, it's just terrible. I need a vision preparedness camp out because I need to get it together. Trying to sleep outdoors. Alice, we got to go, y'all, because I've been on here way too long, 40 minutes, but and I'm the 30-minute girl. But yet, Bobby and Sherry were so hot because they didn't have any electricity. They were just melting. So they tried to sleep on the porch outside, and Tree Frog jumped on Bobby, and he said, "Okay, we got to go inside," because he didn't even tell Cherie that that had happened. If it had jumped on her, we'd been going to her funeral. Living off grid, I bought so many things that I figured out aren't as good as I thought they would be. And see, not for nothing, Ginger, not for nothing, Homestead. They live completely off grid. And they do have internet and things like that, but they do for their most power and water services. You got a small camping stove, use sticks and leaves to boil water. It works. You tried. Well, see, that's the thing, is you did. You tried. You tried. That's good. So, oh, Diana, you're great. The three things I know that Tree Frog. Cherie is terrified for Black Stronghold Homestead. She is terrified of frogs and snakes and bugs and lizards and all those things. And a tree frog jumped on Bobby and he said, "Babe, uh, let's go inside." He didn't even tell her till after it was all over. He would be sending her flowers to her grave just about, or in the insane asylum. All we can do is our best. That's exactly right, Vision. All we can do is our best. And that's what we do. We try to do our best. So, everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so very, very much. And I want us to end. Hey, soil, sifting some soil. Hey, Mona. Good morning, honey. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. What I am going to concentrate on today is knowing I'm going to bring my focus in to concentrate on the fact that no, I'm not able to help personally every single person that is hurting. But I can help one. I can make one person feel better. I can help one person be able to maybe potentially have something in their home that can save their life. I can potentially give a smile or a wave or a pat or a hug to one person that would make them feel better. So that's what I'm concentrating on today, is understanding that people will forget what you said. They'll forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. All right. Love you all. See you at Vision Preparedness tonight at 6:30 on YouTube. And we need to be over there. He is a plethora of information. And what we're doing, I've learned I need an IBC tote. I need a ham radio or some type of radio. And if not, I need some sort of Garmin in reach thing that I can get. And there was one more. Oh, we'll talk about that later, but there were towers. Towers, aqua farming, aero aqua. I don't even know how to say it, much less do it. But it's it's something that they're growing in the mountains with these towers to be able to have fresh food because the diabetics that are there can't eat all this food that we're sending them boxed mac and cheese and things like that. It's going to kill them. And so anyway, you got a travel patch. I am a personal battery operator, so in my car, anywhere I go. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, you guys, I love you all. And remember, the Lord says, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They're plans for good and not to harm you. And I'll add this that even in the darkest of storms, I have plans to bring you hope and a future. All right. I love you all. Prayers for Florida. Prayers for everyone that's been affected by the storms already. And gosh, prayers for Florida. I'll talk to you soon. And thank you for all the love that you showed to me. I really appreciate it. Bye bye now.